Hi, I'm Chuck Gibson. This is Loveland Beacon Talks, special sports edition, Little League World Series update with Loveland Little League 13U All-Stars head coach Scott Carr. Well, welcome once again, Coach Scott Carr. I know the excitement level is still high, but a tough one to Ankeny on Wednesday night. So welcome once again to Loveland Beacon Talk Sports Edition, Scott. And, take us through what turned out to be a 10-9, I guess a walk-off win for Ankeny and the first postseason loss for our Loveland 13U All-Stars.
Well, Chuck, thanks again for having me on. And yes, it was a tough loss, but an unbelievable game. The kids from Loveland, I could not be more proud of them. We faced a left-handed pitcher, arguably one of the best we have seen in the postseason. He kept our kids off balance. I lost the toss, so the boys weren't happy with me. So we were visitors, but we jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first, which I thought was just a great start for our guys. We sent Tate Menninger to the hill again in this game, and this team from Ankeny is legit. They put the bat on the ball. The lockdown defense that we've been playing, we got a little loose last night in the first inning. So at the end of one, it was 4-2. Heading back up to the top of the second, their pitcher settled in, and he was setting our guys down. I think their pitcher ended up with 14 strikeouts on the night, and he only walked one. So he was the real deal. So we went to Charlie Rigby after Tate, and Charlie calmed some things down for us. Again, at the bottom, we scored another run at the top of the third to make it 4-3. Thought momentum was swinging back our way. But in the bottom of the third, Ankeny was able to score 4 runs. Some key hits for them, a couple bobbles, by our defense. So at that point, at the end of 3, we've got an 8-3 ball game at that point, and we've got some work to do the remainder of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and it sounds like, from the information you exchanged with me immediately after the game, it sounds like, both teams kind of just worked their way through the 4th, 5th, and 6th inning, with Ankeny hanging on to that 8-3 lead. But which brings us to that 7th inning, and again, the excitement level must have been huge, way up in the sky for you, as your guys came to bat in that 7th inning and seemingly got things going. Yes.
A very special inning, and is one of the reasons why I'm so proud of this group is they just don't quit until the very last out of the game. It's been a message we've shared through the regular season, through the postseason. It's pitch by pitch, play by play, inning by inning. We led off the inning with Smiley Dell, who was batting 13th for us in our order. Their pitcher was nearing his pitch count. So we asked Smiley to take a couple pitches to ensure that their pitcher would not be able to continue. So Smiley was his last batter, and Smiley did a great job. He drew a walk to start off the top of the 7th inning, which then got us to the top of our order with P.J. Kantopis. Ankeny had to switch pitchers, and at that point, I looked into our dugout, and I saw their eyes light up. The confidence level started to rise. And what happened with our next 10 batters in the lineup is that we scored 6 runs. Key hits, key base running, key at-bats, taking walks to drive in runs. The excitement was through the roof. Our fan club, no one was sitting. They were standing. They were jumping. There were cheers I hadn't heard all season. And the Ankeny stands, who had been loud all night, were completely silent. So we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. We have taken the lead 9-8, and we're in a great spot. Charlie Rigby is settled in. He is still well below his pitch count. We decided to send him back out there with the bottom of their work coming through, and we felt we were going to be in a great spot to close this out with a 9-8 victory. Unfortunately, welcome to the game of baseball, as I reminded the boys afterwards. Ankeny had a couple key hits. They did a great job running the bases. We intentionally walked their 4-hole hitter to load the bases to give us a force out anywhere with 2 outs. Their 5-hole hitter, hit a ground ball right up the middle, allowing them to have a walk-off 10-9 victory. An incredible game. The Little League officials that were working the game said this was, without question, the game of the tournament. And we're not done, though, Chuck. We get Wisconsin again today at 2:30 out of the losers bracket. Our kids' spirits, as I saw them all in the lobby at the hotel last night, they're ready to play more baseball. Again, tough loss last night, but incredibly proud of how our kids competed, how they fought back, and an exciting seventh inning for sure.
Well, that was the question, Coach Carr, is like, how are the boys feeling, after that one? Because obviously, again, the excitement level was way high. And it's a tough loss, but I'm happy to hear you say that after the game you could see that they still have their spirits high and are ready to play again, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So you're taking those boys to the field again now, 2:30, and I always have to ask because of this time zone thing. So 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 our time today, or is it?
That's correct.
Okay,
that's correct, Chuck.
So for the folks listening, 2:30. in Iowa, but it will be 3:30 p.m. here if you guys want to get on the live stream and watch, but or if you just want to make sure that you are, at least in your heart and your mind, rooting for our Loveland Little League 13U All-Stars as they go back on the field against Wisconsin. So quick from you, Coach Carr, what are your thoughts, expectations? What are you thinking in terms of seeing Wisconsin again after that first? That was the 2-1 victory in the round one, right?
That's right. And we, on our day off, I've lost track of days out here, Chuck. I believe our day off was yesterday. We took the boys up, or 2 days ago. We took them for batting practice, and we stuck around to watch Wisconsin play Kentucky. They are a scrappy group. They play the game tough and hard, a lot like we do. They've come back out of the losers bracket, and they've won 2 straight. So they eliminated Kentucky, and they eliminated, I believe it was Iowa, the second Iowa team that's in the tournament. So I know that they're riding high, but they're in the same spot that we are. It's win in advance, lose and go home. We are not taking them lightly, but I like the defense that we're putting out there, and I like who we're putting on the mound today. And I'll go ahead and tell you, Chuck, we're putting Braden Hoobie on the bump today for us, and I think he's going to give us a heck of a chance to compete. If we take the momentum with our bats out of the 7th inning from last night and start the game off that way, we're going to be in a really good spot. Stick around here for another game in Iowa.
Well, Coach, of course, it all starts with the coin toss. You got to win the toss.
I'm going to do my best, Chuck. I'm going to do my best. Absolutely.
Hey, you know what? We know that that's not key because you only won the coin toss the last 2 games before yesterday, and all those lost coin tosses were wins. So your team, they might like you to win the coin toss, but we know you don't need to win that coin toss for those guys to go out there and get it done. So
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I'll leave you with this, Chuck, is that, yes, the boys are competitive, so don't get me wrong on that. There was some frustration, disappointment at the end of the game, but we've got to turn the corner quick. And Pokey Krause said it to his parents afterwards. He said, "Mom, Dad, that was the most exciting and most fun inning of baseball I've ever played in." So we are going to take that excitement from the 7th inning, and that's what we are going to take us into our game today at 3:30 with that same passion and excitement to get after it against Wisconsin.
Well, I got another one. Share this with the boys. Actually 2 messages. Friends in Cleveland have contacted me and said they are rooting for the Loveland 13U All-Stars, and they've been following it. So you guys just keep adding to your fan base. People are having a blast following you guys. So, of course, the second message, as you know, and the same one you keep sending to the team every day, along with your coaching staff, is keep having fun, guys. Just keep having fun. And that goes for you and your assistant coaches, too, Scott. You guys keep having fun.
We will. I appreciate it, Chuck. The support's been incredible. We had a surprise visitor last night, Matt Kapsakavich. Yesterday returned from a vacation, jumped in the car yesterday and drove the 9 hours out here to show up for game time. Former president of LYBO. He's been hosting watch parties back in Loveland. He said, "I can't watch it on Game Changer anymore. I need to be there in person to cheer for these boys." So it meant a lot to the coaches, the fans, and the boys to see him show up and cheer us on. So we appreciate the support from Cleveland, from Loveland, from all over. It means a lot, and we're going to do our best to make everybody proud, and I can assure you we're going to have some fun today.
Good stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Coach Scott Carr from the Loveland Little League 13U All-Stars getting ready to play their first elimination game. It'll be 3:30 our time as they take on Wisconsin in a rematch game. And again, Coach Scott Carr, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck this afternoon, sir.
Thanks so much, Chuck.